This is our ASL vocabulary list number 19, and we're going to learn about how to sign age, how to sign how old somebody is. So the first sign we're going to learn is the sign for uh, happen. We'll call it that. It's the sign for happen. It can also be considered the sign for when, but you have to be really careful with this one because the sign for when that we learned before, when, is only a question. So if I want to say, if I want to ask you, when were you born? Then I would use this one, when. But the sign we're about to learn is different. It's used in a different way. If you want to say, when I was 5 years old, then you use this sign. Because if you say, when I was 5 years old, that's not a question. So this one is only for a question, but then this one is used when something's happening, when an event happens, like when you were 5 years old. Okay, so for this sign, you want two D hand shapes. You're going to start with your palms facing up, and then you're going to flip them over. When or happen. So, like I said, you can say, when I was 5 years old, or when I got home from school today, or something like that. Okay. When I was little, I rode a tricycle. Okay. Our next sign is the sign for old. And you want, actually, it's kind of a C hand shape. It's not like really a strong C. It's kind of loose like that. And you start here at your chin. And as you come down, you change it, the hand shape, to an S hand shape. So this means old, old. And you kind of move it like this. It can also mean age. I mean, it does also mean age. It means old or age. So that's how you tell somebody how old you are. But there are some special rules about that I'll talk about in just a second. So the sign for young is our next sign. So you want two flat hand shapes, bent in half, kind of softly. It doesn't have to be like really flat, but just kind of softly. You're going to touch your chest, like the upper part of it, and you're going to come up, 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 up. And you're going to move your wrist to do that movement. So that means young. Okay. The last thing I'm going to tell you for this vocabulary list is how to sign the special rule that I talked about how to sign how old you are. So there's a special rule for ages 1 through 9. So if you want to say 1 year old or 5 years old or 9 years old, this is how you do it. 1 through 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you want to say anybody is that age, here's how you do it. So it has a special effect to it called numerical incorporation, which is a huge word. It's a huge term. Numerical means number. And then incorporation means it's already part of the sign. It's incorporated. The number is incorporated into the sign. So if you are not ages 1 through 9, then the way you sign ages is old and then the number. So if I'm 53 years old, I would sign. Or if you know somebody who's 12 years old, but the special rule, the numerical incorporation rule for ages, numbers 1 through 9, would be that you combine the sign for old and the number all at the same time. So this is what it looks like. 1 year old, and you have your palm out the whole time on this. 1 year old. It's like signing old and one, but you just kind of mush it together. Old one, age 1, 1 year old. 2 years old would look like this. Then 3 years old, 4 years old, or age 4, 5 years old, 6 years old, 7 years old, or age 7 looks like this. 8 years old, and 9 years old. And that's kind of the special way, the special rule for signing ages in ASL.